Our lesson for today is about solving equations of the form ax plus b into cx plus d equal to 0. So, before we solve the equation, we need to know this information. If the product of many numbers is equal to 0, then at least one of them is 0. So we have to solve this equation as an example. The product of two numbers equal to 0. So either 3x minus 2 equal to 0, which means that x is 2 over 3, or 4 minus x equal to 0, which means x equal 4. In order to solve an equation with higher degree than 1, which means x squared or x cubed, we should write it as a product which is equal to 0. So to do so, we need to get everything on one side and equate to 0. Then we have to factorize. When we factorize, we turn a sum into a product, and we need the product to be equal to 0. So example, we have to solve this equation, x minus 5 all squared equal 49. So first we have to get the 49 to the other side, and we put it equal to 0. Then we factorize by difference of two squares. So a minus b into a plus b equal to 0. We simplify, we get x minus 12 into x plus 2 equal to 0. So either this is equal to 0, which means x is equal to 12, or x plus 2 equal to 0, which means x is equal minus 2. Another example, we have x squared minus 10x equal minus 25. So we get everything on one side. So it becomes x squared minus 10x plus 25 equal to 0. Now this is a perfect square. So it is equal x minus 5 all squared equal to 0, which means it's equal x minus 5 into x minus 5 equal to 0, but we don't need to write it twice. So we only write x minus 5 equal to 0, which means x equal to 5. A third example, we have 2x squared minus 10x equals 0. So in this case, we factorize by a common factor, which is 2x, into x minus 5 equal to 0. So either 2x equal to 0, which means x equal to 0, or x minus 5 equal to 0, which means x equal 5. Now, if we have these examples, we have x squared plus 25 equal to 0, which means, because we cannot factorize this, it's not a difference of two squares, it's a sum of two squares, which means x squared equal minus 25, and we know that the square of a number cannot be negative, so no solution for this equation. Another equation, 2x minus 1 all squared plus 16 equal 25. Again, this is the sum of two squares. This is the square, this is the square, and there's a plus. So if we get this to the other side, we will get minus 16. Again, the square of a number cannot be equal to a negative number. So again, no solution for this equation. Now we conclude that if we have a difference of two squares, we can factorize, and when we factorize, we have a product. So if we have a squared minus b squared equal to 0, so we have a product which is equal to 0. So we can solve the equation, and it has two solutions. A equal b, a equal minus b is the other solution. If a squared plus b squared, it cannot be equal to 0 if we have a squared plus b squared equal to 0. Since this cannot be factorized, then a squared plus b squared cannot have a solution.